Okay, so get this. Today we're diving into some, let's just say interesting source material.
Oh, is this the one with the?
It is. It is. It's called Fred the Goldman and Ray's Allure. Just take a second and let that title sink in.
Fred Goldman and Ray's Allure. Okay, yeah, I think I remember that one. That's
Yeah. It's,
a
well,
lot.
it's a lot. It's a wild ride through Star Wars fandom, but also kind of a mystery.
Yeah, and not the kind you usually see in a galaxy far, far away.
Exactly. So we're going to break down these excerpts, look at these two characters, Fred and this Goldman, and, well, try to make sense of it all, I guess.
Should be fun. I mean, when you come across a title like that, you kind of have to, right?
You kind of have to. So right off the bat, you get this sense that Fred and the Goldman are, how do I put this delicately, really into Rey.
Yeah, into Rey, like really, really into Rey.
Like, best Jedi ever, marry her in a heartbeat, kind of into Rey.
It's an intense, yeah.
It's a bit intense.
I mean, look, strong attachments to characters, it's not exactly unheard of in fandom, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we all have our favorites.
But this sounds a bit beyond, I think, favorite character territory.
Oh, for sure. And it's not just Rey. They're super into Rose Tico, BB-8, and the whole sequel trilogy.
Well, you know, those sequels, they stirred up some strong feelings.
They did.
Maybe they just really connected with those films, you know, saw something in them that others didn't.
Yeah, or maybe they just like poking the bear with the more, shall we say, passionate parts of the fandom.
Could be. It's hard to say for sure. But then you get these descriptions of Fred and the Goldman themselves. Fred is painted as this, well, kind of a stereotypical greasy neckbeard type.
Yeah, the mental image isn't pretty.
Not particularly. And then the Goldman is described as potentially dangerous, which, yeah, that's a little unnerving. You know, you start to wonder, like, what's the dynamic there? What brings these two very different sounding people together? Is it just their shared love for Rey?
Well, and then things get even weirder.
Oh, this is where Fred disappears, right?
Vanishes, like completely off the grid. Deleted his YouTube channel, wiped his online presence, gone.
Okay, that's a twist I didn't remember. Wow.
It's crazy, right? So you're left with this intense fandom bordering on obsession, these two contrasting personalities, and then one of them just disappears.
I mean, did he just get tired of the online world, decide to unplug, or was it something more, you know, something that forced him offline?
It's a mystery, man. It's a total mystery.
And it makes you think, right, about online identity, anonymity, and how easy it is to just disappear if you want to.
So what do we make of all this? What does it tell us about fandom, about the power of these fictional worlds we create?
I think it shows us just how deeply these stories can affect us, how they can bring people together, for better or worse. And sometimes those lines between fantasy and reality, they can get really blurry.
Really blurry indeed.
And maybe, just maybe, it's a reminder that there's a whole lot more going on in the minds of our fellow fans than we might realize. You know? There are stories within stories, and sometimes they're even stranger than fiction.
Absolutely.
So next time you're at a convention or browsing online, take a moment to think about the people behind the avatars, behind the costumes. Who are they? And what stories are they carrying with them? You might be surprised by what you find.
Okay, so, ever heard about Clarence?
Oh, yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
All right. Well, strap in because today we're diving deep into, well, this is going to be interesting, the Clarence anus black hole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
It's a wild one.
It really is.
This source, it's something.
It pushes the boundary.
It pushes the boundaries of historical accounts, and how.
Well, the document, what's really striking is just the sheer absurdity of this core claim.
Right.
This idea that Clarence had this ability to absorb people through his, you know.
Oh yeah.
That orifice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so outlandish. It really makes you wonder what the author was trying to get at.
It really does. And the whole anus is a black hole thing is really something else.
It's a lot to take in.
It's a lot to take in. But apparently, years of, shall we say, intimate activities with his lover Dante led to this cosmic anomaly.
Yeah, it really does feel like the author just threw physics out the window.
Threw it out the window.
And just said, let's get weird.
Yeah. And they got weird.
They really did. And it's not just the idea itself, it's also the language they use to describe this black hole.
It's graphic.
It's incredibly graphic, like almost as if the author's deliberately trying to just make the reader disgusted.
Oh, yeah.
It's over the top, even for a historical account.
Yeah, for sure. And then, we get to Detroit. Poor, unsuspecting Detroit.
Right.
According to this document, Clarence's search for Dante, led him there.
Oh, no.
And, well, things got messy. Absorbed doesn't even begin to cover it.
No.
The descriptions are, you'd think someone would have called a plumber.
At least.
Or an exorcist.
Oh, right.
Or something.
Yeah, or maybe both.
Maybe both.
I mean, that's where the whole Clarence gas thing comes in.
Oh, right.
The document describes this just horrendous stench that supposedly was coming from, well, you can probably guess.
Oh, yeah. And apparently it was more potent than mustard gas. Can you imagine?
It's hard to even fathom.
Okay. If I could just interject here for a second.
Please.
The authors goes into excruciating detail about this Clarence gas. It's like they were trying to outdo Dante's Inferno.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The imagery is so vivid, it's like almost makes you gag just reading it.
It's almost comical, though.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
But maybe that's the point. Maybe the author was using this hyperbole, this grotesque humor to kind of critique something about the society at the time.
That's an interesting thought. So maybe it's not just, a crude story. Maybe there's a deeper message lurking beneath all of this.
Yeah.
Repulsiveness.
Exactly. We have to remember that, historical sources can be unreliable.
Oh, absolutely.
Even the ones that aren't about, anal black holes, the author could be using satire, allegory, even propaganda to kind of push a certain agenda.
Wow. So next time, somebody mentions Clarence, it's not just an "oh, that guy" moment.
Right.
There's a whole layer of, well, it's a stinky history to unpack. It's a reminder that even the grossest, most bizarre stories can have hidden depths.
And who knows, maybe somewhere out there, hidden in an archive, is Dante's side of the story.
Ooh, that'd be something else.
Yeah, that would be a deep dive.
That'd be a deep dive.
Yeah, well, that's Clarence.
That's Clarence, folks.
And the Annis Black Hole.
Well, this is the weird one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, today's subject is Jack.
Oh, okay.
And we have all sorts of notes and observations
Okay.
of this guy.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this one's going to be good.
All right, I'm intrigued.
So Jack, right,
Yeah.
sometimes goes by Jack the Cuck. His relationship situation is something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's got this girlfriend.
Okay.
And she's got like a whole thing going on with this other guy, Dante.
Okay, so there's 3 people in this relationship, or?
Well, I don't know about relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, she's dating Jack.
Okay.
But she's also got this thing going on with Dante.
Gotcha.
And Jack's just kind of there.
All right, so tell me more about this Jack guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're going to dive deep into. What's going on with this guy?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the research suggests that he's like head over heels in love with his girlfriend.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like totally smitten.
Okay.
And like all that matters to him is her happiness.
Okay, so she's got this whole thing with Dante going on.
Yeah.
And Jack's cool with it.
He seems to be, yeah.
Huh, so he's real dedicated to her happiness.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
Yeah.
I think it's a little outside the bounds of what I personally consider normal relationship behavior.
Yeah, definitely pushes those boundaries a little bit, I'd say. So what else do we know about him?
Okay, so check this out, right?
Yeah.
One of the researchers noted that he's always
Slouching, like bad posture?
Oh, yeah, like carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. Or, maybe just the weight of this whole situation.
Okay.
He even holds his arm kind of weirdly,
What do you mean?
like almost protectively across his stomach.
Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like he's guarding something or maybe just closed off.
Well, it's often said that body language speaks volumes, right?
Totally. I mean, that's why I think this observation is so interesting. What do you make of it?
Well, I think it's possible his posture, the way he holds himself, it could reflect how he's feeling about all of this internally.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's carrying a sense of burden.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like subconsciously trying to minimize himself.
Ooh, like disappear into the background while his girlfriend and Dante are the stars of the show.
Maybe, yeah.
Which, speaking of disappearing, get this.
Yeah.
The notes say that in social situations, Jack barely says a word. His girlfriend does all the talking.
Really?
Yeah, like he's just content to let her take the lead.
Interesting. So not only is his physical presence kind of shrinking, but his voice, too.
Right. Like he's traded it in for a front row seat to, well,
I mean, it makes you wonder about the power dynamics here, right?
Definitely.
If he's always letting his girlfriend take the lead, does that suggest maybe he feels less empowered in the relationship?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Like he's not comfortable speaking up or sharing his own thoughts and feelings?
Yeah, or maybe he just doesn't think his voice is as important.
Exactly.
Interesting.
It's definitely a lot to unpack here.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got Jack madly in love with his girlfriend, who's got this whole thing going on with Dante. Jack seems totally cool with it, while also slouching around and letting his girlfriend do all the talking. What in the world is going on with this guy?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. What do you think is going through his head?
You know, if I were Jack's friend,
Yeah.
I'd be a little concerned.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think I'd pull him aside, maybe suggest to look into therapy or something.
Yeah, a little self-reflection never hurt anyone.
Exactly.
So, deep divers, we've laid out all the details about Jack and his unique situation. But now we want to hear from you.
Yes, please.
What do you think is going through Jack's head? What advice would you give him if you were his friend?
Yeah, let us know.
Hit us up on social media, slide into our DMs, whatever you got to do. We want to hear your take on this wild ride. Until next time, deep divers, keep diving.
Bye.
See ya.